Good morning, 26 minutes after 7 o'clock. It's Wednesday, October 9th, 2019, and you are listening to AM Ocala Live, and we are broadcasting live from the Paddock Mall just outside the WOCA commissary, where you too can get a frozen yogurt. Don't forget, Monday is National Dessert Day.
Nice.
Throw that up there. Good morning, Robin. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm all good.
Good.
I'll lower some of these buttons here. All right, let's see what the weatherman has to say. I will play the amateur weatherman as I steal from the actual weatherman. Right now it is 79 degrees here at the studios, 84 the expected high. There's a 50% chance we'll see rain today, so there you go. Tomorrow, highs around 84 with only a 35% chance of rain. Lows tonight and tomorrow, by the way, in the mid to upper 60s. Friday, 85 is the high, only a 9% chance of rain. The weekend is looking pretty good, about a 5% chance of rain both days, with highs in the mid to upper 80s both days.
Oh, so, my.
Yeah, it's not quite autumn in Florida yet, but, I mean, technically it is. It's just not, doesn't feel like it yet. All right, got a good show. 7:35, we'll open up the phone lines, take your phone calls, and kind of chat about things in the news and things in our lives, and it is a very informal thing. If you have an event coming up, maybe you've got one of those fundraisers that's associated with the Autumn Fest, or what do you call it?
Fall festivals, yeah.
Let us know. We'll be happy to help you spread the word there. Galen Unold is coming on at 8:05 with us from Life South Community Blood Center. As you all know, Galen is a Red Sox fan.
Yes, he is.
And there was an article written in the on the website MLB.com, which basically said the new rivalry is, what did I do with this? The new rivalry is Yankees versus the Rays, the Tampa Bay Rays.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah. How did I lose that? I was just looking at it. Anyways, that's what we're doing. 8:20, we have a guest coming on. Lee Abamonte is a travel expert telling us how to get the most out of our fall dining, travel, and sporting events.
Yeah.
So there you go. That sounds like fun. 8:35 is when Robin and I stop trying to be entertaining. We simply read the news. And we do it live, which means that we may mispronounce a word or two or stumble on an apostrophe or something.
Yeah.
On top of the world, Robert Colin coming in to talk to us about the properties that are available there, the activities happening there. He's coming in with Linda Massarella. Linda is the Vice President of Marketing, and so they're talking about something, in addition to the properties there, they're talking about a program called Operation Helping Heroes, which is raising money to help wounded veterans, always something we support. What else do I have here on my list?
NASA's coming on today.
NASA?
Yep.
Charlotte Reed is coming on.
Yes, she is.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, we love Charlotte. She's our pet trendologist. She's on CNN, Fox and Friends. She's on all the big shows, and she just likes us, Robin. So
yeah, she's fun.
10:05, what did you spend your allowance on?
Nice.
I want to know what you spent your allowance on. I'm going to tell you what I spent my allowance on and what many people from our generation spent their allowances on. It's kind of a fun retro kind of a topic.
Yeah.
And let's see, do I have time to tell you this? No. Ryan Sellens, Transforming Manhood. I think Ryan used to be a she, right?
Yes.
And then, yes, from NASA. We'll be right back.
Fox News, I'm Lillian Wu. Turkey on the verge of invading northern Syria.
The announcement putting pressure on the Trump administration days after announcing U.S. troops would be removed from the region. Several lawmakers growing concerned over the possible genocide of our Kurdish allies. Now this morning, Kurdish fighters say Islamic State militants have launched several suicide attacks already. No word on casualties. Several lawmakers calling on NATO to help avoid a humanitarian disaster there.
Fox's Jackie Ibanez. 3 scientists sharing the Nobel Prize for Chemistry for the development of lithium-ion batteries, the first truly lightweight batteries. Winners are American John B. Goodenough of the University of Texas at 97, the oldest person ever to get the Nobel Prize, British-American scientist M. Stanley Whittingham of Binghamton University, and Akira Yoshino of Japan. America's listening to Fox News.
Napa know-how.
This October, it's no trick. A 5-quart jug of Mobil 1 full synthetic motor oil is just $26.99. Plus, get a treat, a $10 Visa gift card. Because the only thing spookier than ghouls and ghosts is engine sludge. That's Mobil 1 5-quart jugs for $26.99 plus $10 back. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
General states pricing. Sales prices do not include applicable state, local taxes, or recycling fees. Offer ends 10/31/19.
It's happening. Wherever cupcakes are being frosted, songs are being recorded, and engines are being tuned, ADP is designing a better way to work. With industry-leading HR, talent, time, benefits, and payroll, more companies rely on ADP than any other HR partner, from small business to global enterprise. See how ADP can help you and your people achieve what you're working for at design.adp.com. ADP, always designing for people.
Here is your 1-minute news brief. An Ocala woman was rushed to a hospital after being shot while riding in a van with her family near the Ocala Police Department headquarters. The suspect was arrested and charged with attempted felony murder. In Delray Beach, a baby was found alive at the scene of a shooting in which a Florida man killed his girlfriend and then himself. The firm that reviewed the design of a Miami University bridge that collapsed and killed 6 people last year was mistakenly listed in a Florida state report as qualified for that type of project, even when it was not. Florida's Greyhound racing industry is asking a federal judge to revoke an amendment banning dog racing in Florida. Florida lawmakers are reviewing a bill that would require girls under 18 years old to obtain parental consent before getting an abortion. And the world's largest bounce house is coming to Kissimmee. The Big Bounce America Tour is bringing 3 massive inflatable attractions to Osceola Heritage Park starting October 19th. And that is your news brief from The Source.
Clouds will limit sunshine this Wednesday. It'll be rather breezy at the coast. Look for a couple of showers and a thunderstorm as well, especially during the afternoon hours. High near 80 at the coast, up to 86 inland. Partly to mostly cloudy Wednesday night with a shower or thunderstorm in spots early. Low 68 inland, 74 at the coast. Thursday, times of sun and clouds, a shower or thunderstorm in the area. High 83 at the coast, 87 inland. On Friday, partly sunny. High 83 at the coast, 87 inland. From the Florida Weather Center, meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Luby Bat Conservancy welcomes you to their 15th annual Florida Bat Festival on Saturday, October 26th. This year, Luby is celebrating its 30th anniversary. Come celebrate with them as they continue to spread bat awareness from 10 a.m. till 5 p.m. Your batty fun includes games, live music, food, and of course, the largest bats in the world right here in our backyard. The date, again, is October 26th and is great fun for the entire family. www.luby.org.
Justice League Estate Sales. With great customer service in a time of need, liquidating a home and vehicle is hard enough. Let the Justice League Estate Sales family-owned team help. They have highly trained appraisers available to work with you. The Justice League Estate Sales name was inspired by a boy named Justice and the Autism Awareness Organization. Please visit www.justiceleagueestatesales.com for upcoming sales. And tune in every Tuesday at 11:20 a.m. on WOCA and learn how the team can help you.
All right, thank you. 25 minutes before 8 o'clock. It's, it's not really overcast. It's just, what it is, it's October. And it feels overcast because it's not quite daylight yet, but it's really not overcast. There's just a few bit of clouds out there, right? All right, let's see. Phone lines are open if you want to call in. The number is 622-9622. And let's see if Robin has any events I can tell you about before we jump into the news. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, so it's just, hey, one thing maybe I could remind you that on Fridays we are now doing a show at 9:30 to 10:30. It's called Trader's Paradise. Joe Martone is the host, and he will be asking for your calls so that you can sell whatever it is you got to sell. How about that? It's free.
I know,
for you.
It's all free,
now,
totally.
If you're a business, we would love to have you on the show. In that case, there's a real good deal that they're offering to be on that particular show. So you have to call the business line, which is 732-8000, to speak to Tish or Joe or whoever might be here, except for Robin and me.
Yeah, Tish and Joe. Those are the two. Gosh.
All right, let's look at things in the news. Oh, here's my Yankees rivalry story.
Okay, excellent.
That's for Galen later on.
Excellent.
Seems like it would be longer than a 10-minute chat, but we have a guest at 8:20. So, oh, by the way, our guest at 10:50 is Jeffrey Cleansing. He's a doctor, and he's talking about NASA's mission to explore the connection between Earth's weather and space. It was just on the news. If you just heard that last news piece, the Ionospheric Connection Explorer launch is going to study the ionosphere from NASA today, and so I'm not sure what all that means. So don't explain to me what the ionosphere is. I know that part.
I know.
I just don't know what the rocket is doing.
But you had that in your news this morning, so I thought that was pretty cool.
Absolutely.
About the icon.
Portions of the central United States will feel winter-like over the next few days, while we're feeling summer-like here. A snowstorm and bitter cold is taking aim at the central part of the country. The powerful system is expected to produce heavy snow, as much as 12 to 18 inches from the north central Rockies into the northern plains today through Friday. Winter storm warnings and watches are already widespread across the region, all the way from Idaho to Minnesota. Temperatures will also plunge by as much as 60 degrees in the span of 12 to 24 hours.
Gosh.
Yesterday morning there was a story that I don't know if we missed it or just didn't care about it, but anyway, there was some protesters at the Bull in Wall Street, the big statue of the Bull. They had poured, it looked like paint, but they were saying it was fake blood, so maybe it wasn't as damaging as it looked.
I hope not.
But anyway, they were there protesting because they feel, I'm trying to put words in their mouth, because it wasn't clear what they were doing.
No.
It sounds like they're opposed to global warming, and they're opposed to whatever it is that human beings are doing that they say causes global warming. Among those things, driving in cars and flying in airplanes. Several of the people they spoke to were from out of state.
Yes.
As far away as North Carolina. I think one was, what'd you say, from Minnesota?
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm assuming they walked there.
I think so, yeah.
Don't know how else they got there, but...
Yeah, they, since they're so adamant in defacing the Bull, I mean, they certainly couldn't have taken a plane or a train or an automobile there. They had to have walked.
I saw people facing the Bull when I was up there. From the underside, they were facing the Bull.
Oh, yeah, me too. They were just having a good luck, you know.
Let's see. Skywatchers get a treat tonight as the second pair of meteor showers this week hits its peak. Last night, the Draconids lit up the sky. Did you miss it?
I did. I must have been sleeping.
The Draconids lit the sky. Tonight brings the peak of the Southern Taurids, according to American Meteor Society.
Sounds like a sci-fi novel.
It does.
The Draconauts.
The Southern Taurids.
And the Southern Taurids.
Not the Draconauts, the Draconids.
The Draconids.
Yes.
And the Southern Taurids.
Anyway, you should be able to see up to 10 meteors per hour. So there you go.
Nice.
The Taurids, by the way, are rich in fireballs. So these are meteors that appear incredibly bright as they streak through the sky. So tonight there are fewer of them, but they will put on a more spectacular show.
Oh, how cool.
Okay.
How cool is that?
Maybe I'll just sleep outside tonight.
Yeah. Say coyotes don't bother me.
All right, so our guest at 10:50, Dr. Jeffrey Cleansing, he's talking about this story. He's calling in from NASA, and here's the story. After over a month of waiting, the Space Coast is set to resume having rocket launches once again. Today, Northrop Grumman will attempt to air launch its Pegasus XL rocket that will send NASA's $252 million Ionospheric Connection Explorer into space, also called ICON. ICON. That's what Dr. Cleansing will be talking to us about. They are studying the region of near-Earth space. So I guess that area right there, right near the Florida-Georgia line or something. Today's launch will be different than most. Instead of seeing a vertical rocket take off from one of the launch pads at Air Force Station or Kennedy Space Center, the Pegasus rocket will launch from the air.
Oh, how cool.
The Stargazer aircraft will release the rocket and the spacecraft about 100 miles off the coast of Daytona Beach, where Pegasus will proceed to launch the ICON spacecraft at an altitude of 39,000 feet.
Nice.
So you better get your binoculars, head over to Daytona, and see if you can watch this thing. Mm-hmm. The only place to view the launch will be on NASA TV. Forget what I just said about the binoculars. I don't know. 39,000 feet. You could possibly see that.
Yeah, people have telescopes, in their possession.
I mean, you can see an airplane. You can see a jet flying at 33,000 feet.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? I think.
Then when it launches, it must have some kind of flame coming out, so that's pretty cool.
So this local story, a woman was shot while she was riding in a van with her family. The shot came from another vehicle.
That's a sad story.
She's in the hospital. Hopefully she's okay. However, the guy who shot her has been arrested. It was very close to the Ocala Police Department when this happened. And so police actually heard the gunfire, went out, and I guess they were able to get somebody in the van to identify the shooter, and
good.
Well, they got him.
Good.
It says here that the drivers of the two vehicles have some history between them, but it would not say what. And it does say neither would disclose the nature of the history, so go figure.
Yeah. Innocent people could have been shot and killed because of their stupid bickering and
Pray
rivalry.
for humanity.
Yeah, have to.
By the way, pray for Jim George, too. His prognosis not good. He, for those of you who have listened to us for a long time, Jim did a show on Friday with us. Jim actually was a friend of the station, not just a host on a segment, but he put the wiring in here at WOCA before we moved in here, and has been an integral part of this radio station. He has been he supported the books, the children's books that Robin and I have put out. So we're sorry to tell you that he was moved into hospice yesterday, and you know what that means. So
yeah.
Anyway, so prayers for his wife Brenda and his sister-in-law Debbie and their children
and grandchildren.
I don't even know all the people in Jim's family. I don't know Jim outside of the radio station, but I know he was a good guy.
And we've known him for a few decades, so through WOCA. Really nice guy.
Yeah, that's true. Let's see, I met him probably 16 or 17 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
That qualifies as decades.
I think so. 17 years.
Let's see. The firm that reviewed the design of a Miami University bridge that collapsed and killed 6 people last year was mistakenly listed in a Florida state report as qualified for that type of project, even when it was not. Whatever. This is something that lawyers are probably going to be looking at and filing lawsuits about. But anyway, so they said it was a technical error, but that's a bad technical error.
Very bad.
That's me. Florida's Greyhound racing industry is asking a federal judge to revoke the amendment that we voted for last year. They are saying the process was unconstitutional. A group called Support Working Animals and 8 Greyhound trainers, kennels, transporters, and suppliers filed a federal lawsuit in West Palm Beach last week to overturn the ban. It alleges that the industry will lose business and income along with their heritage and identity. See, what do I think about this one? I remember the thought process back when we were voting on this. Mm-hmm. I remember thinking this, that if the dogs are just running, racing, and they were taken care of, I don't see any problem with letting them run and race.
Yeah.
I don't see. As far as I know, every dog I ever had loved to run.
Yeah.
Chase things. It's fun for them.
It's like horses.
But what I didn't like that was coming through the pipeline here to the radio show because of guests we had that were opposed to the racing was not about the racing per se. It was about the aftermath. Once a dog was no longer needed to earn money, it was euthanized.
Right.
And that was the part of the story that I didn't like. And I remember thinking, well, can't we just make a law that says you can't do that? Mm-hmm. That you have to retire them in a dignified way.
Right.
I know some of you don't think that way about dogs, and so that's the difference between you and I, but I do. Yeah, anyway, so I don't even remember how I voted on this particular one, but I remember thinking That's the part that needs to change, not the racing part. Mm-hmm. And somebody else could convince me I'm wrong. Maybe the racing itself is inhumane, but it doesn't look like it. It looks like they're just having fun.
Yeah.
Running. My dog used to love running. Oh,
yeah,
my gosh.
mine too. Yeah.
Over and over and over and over.
Yeah.
Wouldn't stop.
Right.
Throw something, run and get it.
Exactly.
Throw it again, run and get it. I got tired just throwing.
I know. It's like, aren't you done yet?
Yeah, but it was the aftermath that I was concerned about, I guess, just for the sake of the dogs.
Yeah.
Listen to this. More than 800,000 people in California, homes, not just people. That's more people. So these are 800,000 homes might be without electricity because of the wildfires. 34 counties. The state's leading utility will be shutting off power to parts of 34 counties to reduce the risk of wildfires in the dry and windy conditions that are out there right now. Mm-hmm. Pacific Gas and Electric said blackouts across parts of northern, central, and coastal California would start early today. Wow, so that means they're already doing it. Because it says after midnight. It's already after midnight there.
Mm-hmm. There's a song in my head now.
What is it?
After midnight.
After midnight. We're going to let it all hang out. Police say a baby was found alive at a scene of a murder-suicide in Delray Beach. Apparently a 30-year-old man killed his girlfriend and then himself. She was 23. The baby was found strapped in a car seat in another room, unharmed.
Thank God.
23 years old, gone. Just because some moron, whatever.
Yeah, if you want to take your own life, fine. Don't take people with you.
Tallahassee is, I should say our legislators in Tallahassee are about to once again be considering whether there should be a law that makes it mandatory for girls 18 years under 18 to get parental consent before they have an abortion. I'm sure if you're a girl under 18, you don't like that. I'm sure if you're a parent, you like it.
Well, there are other things minors can't do without parental, consent. So, I mean, murder is murder, okay? Gee whiz, get your parents to say, okay, yes, you can murder your child. Yeah, I mean, gee.
The world's largest bounce house is coming to Kissimmee, Robin.
Oh, nice.
The Big Bounce America Tour is bringing 3 massive inflatable attractions to the Osceola Heritage Park in Kissimmee. They will be setting up on October 19th and operating on the 19th, the 20th, the 25th, the 26th, and the 27th. One of them is certified by Guinness Book of World Records as the world's largest bounce house. It is 10,000 square feet.
Wow.
It's a large bounce house.
That is a large
Another one is a 900-foot-long obstacle course called The Giant. Mm-hmm. And there is a space-themed inflatable bounce house called Airspace. Mm-hmm. Here's my favorite part of the story. There will be both family-friendly events and adult-focused events.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, this I can't even imagine. I just cannot imagine a bunch of drunk adults. I always think they're drunk. Whenever it says adult-focused, I always think they're all drunk.
Yeah, right.
And they're bouncing around in a house.
Yeah, I don't want to be on the cleanup committee. No, thank you.
Let's see. Officials have confirmed a case of the mumps at Pioneer Middle School in Broward County. Apparently, we don't see the mumps very often anymore.
No, I had them when I was younger. Did you?
We lived in that age, Robin, when everybody got diseases.
I know.
Now somebody gets a disease, it makes headlines.
I know. I had mine on both sides at the same time. Sometimes they only had one side, but I had mine on both sides, so I was fine.
You were a double header.
I was.
When Hurricane Michael tore through the Panhandle, the Category 5 storm left a trail of destruction. One of the things it destroyed was St. Dominic Catholic Church.
Yes.
Located in Panama City. The priest for that church is running a marathon. He says, I am not a marathon runner. I'm not even a runner, but I'm going to do this to raise money. So far, he has raised $11,000. His goal is $15,000, so he's really close. The part of the story that is my favorite part is that in the video, it shows him going through the rubble, and the storm tore apart pretty much everything, but surviving the storm was a large stained glass panel in the front of the church depicting the resurection. It was not damaged.
God.
Part I like.
Thank you.
Here's some advice if you have a hurricane coming through your area. See if you've ever heard of this before. Put a glass of water into the freezer, let it freeze. Then, after the ice is completely solid, put a quarter on top of that ice.
Okay.
Don't mess with it. Leave it there forever. Okay. Now,
in the freezer.
In the freezer.
Okay.
Now, that's the way you prepare for a hurricane.
Okay.
Okay, got it?
Okay. All right. I'm going to try. What size glass do I need?
Doesn't really matter.
Okay.
It's just deep enough that if it becomes liquid, the coin will fall to the bottom. The electricity might come on before you get home and refreeze the water, but you will still be able to know that your freezer has been off long enough to melt the water, which means the food in the freezer is probably no good.
Oh, what a clever idea.
Now it makes sense to you, right?
What a clever idea, yeah.
So if you come home and the quarter is still on top of the ice, it wasn't off for any period of time that was consequential, you can feel safe eating that food that was in the freezer. If you come home and you find the quarter in a frozen glass of water, but it's at the bottom, that means it melted, refroze, and the stuff in the freezer is probably not trustworthy.
Oh, okay. What a cool idea.
Speaking of things underwater, the band Kiss, those guys that wore makeup, they're older than us and they're still wearing makeup.
Yeah.
They will be performing in Australia for an underwater concert to an audience of great white sharks. This is one of the most crazy things I've ever heard, aside from old men wearing makeup.
Yeah.
This is part of it says a movement. I've never heard of it before, but I'm going to just tell you what it says. Called the Animal Experience Movement. This reverses the tradition of having animals perform for humans, and instead humans performing for animals.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, who makes the popcorn? Gee.
Well, they make their own. We make our own when we're watching them dance around.
So they're going to be underwater in like a glass bubble or something? Kisses?
No, I know. I thought the same thing. They're going to be on a boat. The speakers are going to be underwater.
Oh, wow. Yeah. They're cheating the animals. They need the visual.
No, sharks, they're going to be gathered around saying, did you hear? Kiss is putting on a concert. Aren't they old? Yeah, I know, but come on. We're sharks.
We live longer than them.
Do they still wear makeup? I know, it's crazy, right? But they're going to be doing that. They're going to be on a boat playing their guitars in that crazy makeup with the big shoes. The guy sticks his tongue out. Everybody thinks it's cool. I don't know why. It's crazy.
Yeah.
The music is never that good, really. I don't care.
Exactly.
But it's going to be for us. It's about time the humans started performing for us.
That's right. Exactly.
Ladies, I have told you before that I don't trust the walking trails that go through our wooded areas. If you are walking by yourself, you have to have a big dog, a big gun, a big man, or 17 of you, because there's going to be some creep out there. I'm sorry. It's just the way it is. I'm embarrassed for my own gender because those creeps are always male. However, I know some of you still want to do it. Orange County says they will be putting up cameras that are high-definition cameras along those trails that are solar-powered, and they can not only record video, still photos, and have voice commands informing the person that their photo has been taken. So if you are a bad guy out to cause harm to people walking the trail in the West Orange Trail, which you and I have actually been on.
Yeah, I love that
That's
trail.
the one that crosses the turnpike,
Yes.
by the way. So if you're on that trail, you will have your photo taken, and if you're up to no good, you will not get away with it. Just so you know.
Good. Good.
All right, this next story, I just have to read it exactly the way it's written, because
Okay.
there's a word in here that means something other than what I would mean if I said this word, okay?
Okay.
The word is disrobed. Okay, just so you know,
Okay.
that's the word to look for, disrobed.
All right, I'm ready.
A Canadian monk who lives in the mountains of northern Thailand is going to be disrobed after admitting to sexual relations.
Oh, okay.
Fra Julian Apataro has spent almost 20 years living as a monk on a remote hillside in the Sop Moe district of Mae Hong Son.
Okay.
He admitted on a TV show that he had sexual relations with a woman. He apologized to the Thai people over his indiscipline. The Canadian monk said that he would voluntarily disrobe and leave the monkhood. Mae Hong Son's governor told the nation that if Fra Julian had committed the indiscipline as reported, he must be disrobed at the temple where he was ordained. He said the monk's alleged actions tarnished the religion. Fra Julian had been ordained at the temple in Chiang Mai province. The disrobing ceremony must be held by his preceptor monk. Wow. So, I mean, I know this is a serious thing here. I am not making fun of it. However, I couldn't help but read that one twice early this morning when I first saw it, because I was saying, what do they actually do? Poor guy, 20 years in a mountain, you know, like, I can feel for it, you know.
Right, exactly.
That whole vow of celibacy thing just is, I don't even understand it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't either. There's a lot of problems with the celibacy, because then you've got them raping boys and girls.
You got arguments against that, too, just so you know.
Oh, I know. Believe me.
An Illinois family say they returned home to find a wheel that had been dropped by a helicopter in midair through the roof of their home.
My gosh.
Linda Taylor Witt said she and her family had just returned to their home from eating out Saturday evening.
Yes.
When her daughter went upstairs to use the bathroom and found the wheel had crashed through the roof and was lodged in the ceiling.
Oh, my gosh.
They contacted police, who in turn called the local fire chief, who came to look at it.
I bet he did.
Taylor Witt said she received a call Monday from the owners of Summer Skies Incorporated, a flight school that operates a helicopter at Lansing Airport, which is nearby. The owners told her the wheel was from a piece of machinery. Yeah, called a helicopter.
Yeah, exactly.
A piece of machinery called a helicopter.
That's right. You better get your roofer guys over there and fix it.
I like today features two winner-take-all Game 5s in the National League Division Series. The Atlanta Braves host the St. Louis Cardinals at 5:02 p.m. Eastern Time on TBS. They pushed the series to Game 5 with a walk-off win in Game 4. The Wild Card Nationals pushed their series against the favored Dodgers back to Los Angeles for Game 5. That'll be at 8:37 tonight.
And Dodgers are playing who?
Don't do that to me.
It doesn't say. Okay.
Just don't even know that.
All right. Okay.
I'm just reading it.
Okay.
Don't even ask questions.
Okay. I won't ask questions.
I don't know any of this stuff.
Okay.
You had to ask.
Well, the guy that wrote the article should have put it in.
They do. They all know. I'm the one in the dark. We'll be right back. This is The Source, WOCA Ocala.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA Ocala.
Fox News, I'm Lillian Wu. Northern Syria about to get invaded